create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 114. Believe it or not, this is my fourth try trying to get this video done. It's always been interrupted by all kinds of stuff, and hopefully, since it seems to be quiet, that I will not get an interruption. I want to talk more about the big old notation. Now, the other video 113, possibly 112, we talked about the big old notation, just mentioning certain things so you can get it into your head. Plus, you can always listen to those videos again. And of course, the description below, well, I create PHP, me, to protect and compare like the performance and the scalability of an algorithm based on their input size and, remember, O in the parentheses n. It helps answer the questions of how much slower will this code run. Remember, because you have to think about these things and then you calculate using the big O. Now, the key reasons is important. You got to always remember the key. I did, I think on the last one was the key factors. You have to think about it estimates the worst case running time, all space, right? Usually, usage, and as the n grows, you have to calculate how great and fast and efficient I believe your algorithm, but the loops, especially the loops. The algorithm comparison, right? So when you provide it provides like the standard objective way to determine if one algorithm is better than the other one. It's the fundamental thing. You know, when I used to write all these things, I used to like test it up. I will go to the inspection and look at the time. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that, how to use this the inspector. So you can actually you can kind of check things out from the HTML part, but you can also, you know, how fast and slow things, you know, going. And you know that we have the O log n. Remember we talked about that. The O n in the power of 2. That's for like large inputs. You know, regardless of the hardware, the programming language, it's the same thing. And in this situation, since we're using PHP, I believe it's even simpler, to tell you the truth. And the scalability, right? That's essential, because for building systems, you need to handle massive amount of data. And in the world, in like a web search, databases, cloud servicing, you know, you need to ensure that the performance doesn't degrade. So you have to calculate the user base or the data size increases. You're absolutely correct if you are looking at this or listening to me and saying, "Are you crazy?" But I guarantee you, after a little while, the more you do it and all that, believe me, I'm going to put some more sources where you can kind of really dig into it, because what I'm doing is just the tip of the iceberg. And the key differences lies in the efficiency that big O for the search, especially when you're searching, right? So like if you do the let's go to I proceeded to write something real quick because I didn't want to, like, I might have to do it anyway, but on the description below, I'm gonna have the full file with the comments. I kind of added some comments in this one, so I opened up a file, and which happens to be this guy, and right here, and I think we explained the data structure of like using arrays. Remember we talked about that briefly. You know, remember the stacks, the queues, those kind of things. Tree, right? So the fastest, like the hash map, like when you're searching by key. I'm gonna where should I put this? Okay, I'm gonna put this. This is video 14. You know something? I got a problem with my. I don't know what it is with the network. I don't know. I'm gonna have to reboot that. So I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna say this right, and we're gonna. Oops, sorry. Let's close it out. Okay, in here, let's put down just a couple of things. You know, like the what is it? The 01. That's like fastest. Maybe I should put a little thing here. Just say, oops, fastest, right? I don't know, should I jump it down to the next few lines so I can show you? Or should I just put it, maybe, yeah, let's jump it down. That way I can have it separately, right? So let's go here, the O, that's the lock that we talked about. That would be fast. It's fast. Not the fastest, but it's fast, right? Let me see. For this situation, how about we just say hash map, which is really what it is. Like for, let me see, like if you're searching, right? Let's say searching by key. How about that? Because it's fast. And in this situation, how about we do this? And that will be for like the binary searches, right? Like this, which is search tree, and if it's balanced, of course, if things are balanced with the tree, you're gonna see that much later. Then it's fast, okay? Then you have oopsie dozy. What is this? Oopsie daisy. What is it? Oopsie doozy. Let me see. Let's do this. And then, of course, you got your and. Uh-oh, somebody's getting into the building. And this one is slow. Okay, it's the slowest because it depends on what it's. It really depends on what you're doing. To tell you the truth. Let me see. So if you do like arrays, let me see, linked lists. What is it? Did I spell that right? Is it with an ED? Linked lists. I'm gonna have to look that up because sometimes I forget. Linked list, and then you got your queue, and of course you got your stack. And, well, you get the message, right? Let's close this up over here. We'll keep that there. Right, so for like an example, like the main distinctions between the organized structure that allows shortcuts, like the hash maps that directs access to the tree directional path, and the linear structure, which you're gonna see that requires checking, you know, like items one by one. So what I took the time is to create this thing here because I wanted to show you an example of the data structure array. You've seen the arrays many times. I know. I just need to put it in here. It is a data structure, right? So the structure of an array in, of course, PHP is simple. Is numerically indexed. Remember I told you it's indexed at. Maybe I should just put it. How about if I kind of push it down here? Let's say arrays. Oh, sorry, man. Why I keep doing this? Are indexed. Maybe do that. Indexed using. Oh my God. Numeric, using numeric. 0 to whatever. So in other words, if you kind of did this like an array, let's say $ABC, and you wanted a bunch of stuff, you know, like we just use the numbers 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and you wanted to look, you want and you want to look at the first one, that will be like this. It will be $ABC. I know you've seen this before, like that. But if you and if you wanted to look at the second one, which is number 2, it'll be like this, because it starts at 0. The index starts at 0. All right, so that's the story. So so I took the liberty to maybe I echoed this because I wanted to see it. Let me see, let's put this. Oh my God, did you see the slowness of this machine? Oh yeah. It's gonna work anyway because I already tested this out. So what I did was I created a right here, an array, and I did it throughout the whole thing. So I'm gonna release it because I comment out everything I wanted to talk about. But over here, what I did was I created a, well, maybe I should just put this, let's draft some of this, because I don't want this video to be huge. It shouldn't be, because we already know about arrays. But just a couple examples, you know, this is what I'll say: indexed array is the most basic data structure. How about that? You get that. How about we go like this? Let's put another. Remember, comments are this, comments are this too. So what I did was I created an array with fruits, right? And I put apple, banana, carrot, you know, all this stuff. It's got space here, it's got space here. How about we just put a space there? That doesn't matter. You can keep it together. Just so we can kind of look at it. Then I added 2 line breaks, and then I said, well, I want to see the first fruit. Remember what I told you, 0, so it'll pick up apple. And then I told you fruit 2, that will pick up 0, 1, 2, cherry. And then what I did was here for number 1, I added blueberries, right? And then I just echo some kind of no, fruit is 0, number 1, and that, and you get the message. And then right here, what I did was I took the fruit, which is this guy right here, and I just did a what is this right here? It's just a blank thing, and I say figs, and then I printed it out, because remember how you print out an array? You do it like this, and you know you get that crazy looking thing. I will fix that in a second. Then I did an echo list of all fruits, and of course I went through that whole fruit thing, which is this fruits, as FF, and this is how I called it, right? And then I gave the total. What is the count of fruits? It kind of gives it to you. Since I wrote down some stuff, I'm going to save it, and then of course we'll run it, and that's what you see here: apple, blue, banana. This is the actual thing that we were talking about, and we could fix that, right? We want to make it pretty. So what we do is we'll go like this, echo. Remember we did this before. We do this stuff right here, and then you want to close it up. I mean, you can put this in the same line if you want to, but that's okay. And then we just close it up like this. It's pre-format. That way it'll look okay, decent, and that's it. Maybe this is a space here. How about if oh, there's 2 of them right here. That's good. So let's save it, and then did it save? Yes, it did. There you go. See how we did this? How fixed it is? 0, 1, 2, 3, and that's how it look. Check this out. I added the figs right in the back. Remember, see, look, you didn't see figs. You only saw apple, 5, right? And then of course gives you what the fruit is, which is 6, which is the count of 6, right? This is 6 elements in there. Isn't that great? This is why when you access the element using the index starting point from 0, which what this is right here, you can change your elements anytime you want, right? Then of course you use the echo. We done that. We did the print, iterate over the array and print them all out, right? That's what this thing does for you. And then of course we did the for loop because we're going through it, and then we check for the total number of elements, right? And this is what you get. You get all these little lists here, nice little lists. And of course you get your apple and all this stuff here. That's not a big deal, right? So the key concept is like definition, and in PHP the array is in order map. So meaning that it's like a data structure that can be used to store multiple values in a single variable, right? You've seen that already because we're doing it right here. You can even double it up. You can even put array within the arrays. You're gonna see that. And I think we've done that when we did the simple stuff. The key, let me see, if I wanted to write down, something, I'm gonna put, so I don't have to spend my time reading, what is that, writing this stuff, like the definition, right, like the definition, and then you want, I don't know, I'm gonna put some stuff in here, the array matter. So you can do multiple, like I told you, right? You can put them arrays within arrays and within arrays within arrays. I mean, it can really get complicated, but don't do that. Just if you go more than 3 levels down, you're gonna get all confused, and you're better off not doing it. Just do it a different way so you don't have to do. Oh, what? By the way, this should be like this, right? And of course, I'll write the whole thing up over here. And then you got your numerically indexed arrays, which is what you saw. And then you got your key value pairs, which is, if I took this guy, something, we're not going to go ahead ourselves because we're going to jump into that in now, possibly on the next one, on the next way here. And then you got your syntax, right? Just make sure, remember the syntax you can use. Something, let's do this. This is annoying. Let's do this, and then we'll go right here. And then you have right here. We're gonna write a whole bunch of stuff. Like let me see. What was I talking about? What was I saying? Oh man, let me see. It was the definition. Okay, the numerical. That's it. Let me write that down. I'm gonna give you the definitions and everything before this, so that way you can have it. The whole point is for you to have it, right? And we'll put it. All these things that I'm adding to it, it'll be there. I will put it in there as your. Maybe I'll do it as a text file too, but if I add the comments, we'll just keep it at PHP, and you know how to get those things if you need to, right? Because it's there, all you have to do is cut and paste. Something, we probably you couldn't do it. Let me see, if I click on a file that says PHP, you won't see the stuff. Yes, you would. No, you won't see PHP stuff. Something, I'm going to turn it into a text file, and then you download it to your editor, and then you can rename it to a PHP file. That would be the best bet, and I've been doing that before. I don't know why I forgot. I guess for a few days that I've not done this. Alright, then you got your syntax, which is your syntax. You already know that. That's just the way it is. You create the array using remember the array word. I'll tell you. You can create it like this. or you can create it like this, right? And then you close accessing those elements. Remember, we just did it again. We did this, which is this stuff. This is how you access stuff, okay? So maybe I'll try to put it here. Let's see. I'm pretty sure you get it by now, right? And then you, of course, you know, what else can I tell you? So yes, that is what I've been trying to tell you from the other ones, that you need that big O. So after discussing the big O notation, identifying the bottlenecks that are like the ON and the whatever it is that you're doing, like the lookup time on a critical path, you, me, every developer who's kind of doing this and testing things out using the big O will decide to use a more efficient data structure. So if you, instead of going like, oh, I want to do it use an array, you might want to just use the tree or the queue. There's different things that you could do. You don't have to always use array. I like using array, and I keep things simple because, you know, it is fast. So, but you still need to learn these things. You need to be efficient, and as you know, such as like the hash table, which is the array really tree. You have to improve the performance. You typically have to achieve that ON constant time to look up things. So you have to kind of, you'll see if you start working for companies and like, you don't worry, man. You're not gonna be alone at this because you got people there that's gonna will be doing the same thing. And if you're new to a company and stuff, you're gonna have somebody that's gonna help you out. This is me. I gotta take a sip real quick. I did a punch made out of coffee and different things, plus protein. I'm into that protein thing. I need to. So you have to like refactor, like update in an existing code using the chosen structure. So you have to kind of learn. That's why you learn the language well and test it out, play around with it, break it. Because you might get something like, okay, I want you to take a look at this. Somehow this is not working, and then you can have to read the stuff, read the hash tables, which is an associated array, and you want to check you want to change things a little bit better because a hash table. Should I put this down? No, it's just too much to write. I don't know what. You know something? I'm gonna look up a lot of these things because I got them written down, and then I'll put them all here, and that way you can have it. But the hash table, often called hash map or associated array. Remember we talked about that with the key value pairs in PHP. You know, that data structure is designed for extremely fast lookups. That's why when you do things using that, like you want to insert stuff into or delete stuff into it, that typical achievement, that thing that you're doing, that's an O1, and that time complexity on it's like an arrow. It's fast. It's fast. Now it works by using like the hash function, like you use that to instantly convert a key, like a username, into an array index where the corresponding value, like the user's data, is stored. So the way to do it is, remember what I told you, when you do a scenario of ON approaches like the arrays, we're gonna do the what is it I'm trying to say, the because I got it done already, at least most of it, and then we just continue on, right? So the approach, so if you did like the ON, that's an array, using an array like scenario. Let's say if you wanted to use an array search like for the ON, and then you do the approach hash table map, that will be the O1. The problem is that when you find a data that by the ID, it's simple list, right? And it goes fast, but when it starts getting into, you gotta look at this. I want you to find this. I want you to find these other things and other things within that same data. That can slow things down. So performance must be checked. Every user has the worst scenario. That's how you have to look at it. So if you do ON, that jumps directly to a correct spot. Like, you know, like where is it? Like right here, right? Because you checked out, you went to the number one. That would be like the second one, which is this guy. And you went straight to that spot, right? You jumped on it. That's the ON. Then it becomes a one, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So in PHP, right, we got these built-in array types, acts like as hash maps that you can use. Remember how you could like the array underscore push underscore pull. Remember those things? We'll discuss this a little later, but right now what we're gonna do is I want to release. Let's release some of these things. No, not this, which I did here. We're gonna take this, right? And I tested this out. I want to make sure this is an own. Believe me when I tell you I'm gonna add. Sorry. How about if I just add some stuff right here? So the ON, like that approach, right? So you can kind of, let's see, that's an array of user. It's not a lot. I mean, I could have put a whole bunch of them, but I figured just two of them be okay. You get the message. So an array of user data, right? And if we have to search the array, this is how you do it. And you've seen it already, right? Over here. And right now we're using some kind of associated array. Remember, this is a key value pair. Key value pair. And you got an array. This is array by element within another one. It's because you kept it like this. It's like an array within an array. And then we're going to use the for each. And what happens is you take, maybe I should push this up a bit. Okay, so right now you're doing, this is the name of the array, right? And this is the target, 10102, all right? And now the for each, you're going through this array, but of course you want to cut the actual temporary name short, make it shorter than the actual name. And then this is how you get it. So if you say US, then make sure this is US. And then you say, oh, I want to see the ID. See, I want to see this ID. And I say, does it equal to 102? The target we 102. And if it is, then hey, I want you to print this out. And if it ain't, you can always do an else if and go somewhere else or send a message that you couldn't find it. Those kind of things. So if I take this, let me see, maybe I could just, where's that? Wait a minute. Don't tell me this thing is going so slow that I can't, remember like the last time? Huh. Why is that working? God bless you. Whoa, sneeze. Oh man, don't tell me my network is not. This thing was working perfectly. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. You're doing the user list again? Why would I do it twice? Oh no, it's the same thing. Oh, I know why. Okay, let's do this. And put that. I don't know. We're using the user list again. This one called this. And then we'll go this. Let's do that. There you go. Oh my God. See this? This is from here. Why is it going so slow? Why is my network so terrible? What the? This one's different. This one is... Huh. Why did it take so long to give me what I wanted? Oh man, don't tell me I have to. I want to bring it up here because I didn't want people to see what I guess it doesn't matter really. Oh, there you go. 102, see? 102. Why did it take so long? I don't know. I just don't understand. Now in here, in this situation, let's take this out for a second. And what I did is I created a function right here, list ID on you. That's why you have to call it. I'm sorry. Let's put it over here. Where are we? No. This is going to call this guy, right? It's going to send in the user list, which is this guy. And then you're going to want 101. Maybe I want 101. Do you really want 101? I don't know. And then I did a optimizing one. Let me see. Bear with me, guys, because let me see, like this. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's gonna find it. Please don't go so slow. Don't go slow, please. There you go. This time is fast. I don't know why this time was fast. Anyway, so if you look at this, right, I'm doing, this is a function. And remember what I told you? You could create a function, but it doesn't do nothing. It just creates this, it puts this stuff in a space in memory, waiting for you to call it. Then I created this guy, whatever his name is, the variable found user, and I'm calling him, but I'm passing this information like 101 because this is the one I'm looking for. Right? Let's see if it is. Where are you? Alice, right here. See, Alice 101. And what happens is you're sending this guy too. You're sending it. Remember we did something similar to this? And then you're sending it to him, and he's going and go, oh, okay. If it does the same thing, the list has user, you say user ID is equal to ID, whichever that is. And if it ain't, it gives you this, but since it did work out, it gave you the user stuff right here. And then, because you called it, it goes in here, right? It doesn't do anything really, because when you do a return, it returns, you're calling this, which is this, returns this, which goes in here. Then you say, hey, if it's there, did you do something? Did you return something? If it did return what they found, then you get this message. Maybe I should put a space there. I'm going to make sure you have it. Right, remember that? So that will be an 01 right here. That will be an 01. Oh boy, excuse me. You know, it's like a hash, you know, hash table map or whatever you want to call it, where the keys like is the ID itself, right? Because you're looking for it, and because you did say that you wanted, because you sent it in, that you want to, like right here. You see this right here? You sent it in, so I want to search this guy. So it found it, right? And then over here, that's when you get that message. Oh, look, I found it. How about if I put like 6 on there? Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's slow again. There you go. User not found. But it did find it, right? So let's put it back. What was it? 1. Okay, let's go. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let's see if we can try it again. There you go. Worked out faster this time. And you know, when you iterate through the list once at the setup time, right, which is what we did before with the function we created. So the ON setup, which looks, what happens is it'll look up and it'll be like an O1. It will be, it's better if let me see, maybe I'm going ahead of myself. How about if we just take that out and let me see, let's take this guy, right, and then we're gonna put it, let me see, this creates it. Oh, by the way, this is the optimized one. So instead of, I put the word optimize, it's just to see this right here, where is it? See, instead of doing it this way, like this, see that? You can kind of do it like this, see? You can do it this way. And you get the, you know, you get the return of the list and stuff like that. So right now, let's just push this in there. And I want to check out this one though. One, remember the same thing, user map 101, same thing, I just called it a different thing. And then you want to find it. Oh, what did I do here? Okay. So you want to find it, right? So you go, oh, okay, here's the user map. And this is the fun in, you know, it's just a function. Remember, this is an array, this is a function. And then you're going to say, oh, I want you to run this, right? Which is this, and returns this right here. And if it found number 2, you'll get it. So maybe I should just put, what do we call it here? With ID, this one was with, I don't know, let's just say map, like that. Let's see if it'll work. Yes, it did. Look, it found Bob. Oh, like a commercial, Bob. See, and it found it. It's not perfect. So if I wanted to do more like found user, sorry guys. So if you did like a call the function, you go directly, like you pass the what is that, the list array in the field ID, which is what this is. And you can do this too. You know, you could kind of like, let's see, if we do this a little bit, maybe we could change some of these things so it could work a little differently, maybe a little better. If you did like, maybe I should type it out differently. Let's see, should we do, well, I like to use the user map. Maybe so we don't get confused. Why don't we just call it, well, I think we did that already. Let me see what I wanted to do before. No, that was just a different way of doing it right here. Find, yeah, probably the same thing. Because what I wanted to do was call it up again and just say, oh, look, equals to ID. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. You can use the function like the finding list. That will do the job too. That's the way it is. This is basically it. And that will give you the old one. You know what I mean? It is fast when you find something real quick. And over here, the map, you see that already, so that's pretty good. We did that. And of course, the more efficient way of doing things, you can probably use this too. So basically, that's it. I mean, I tried to just to show you real quick what the one is. It's fast. You saw how I know it really is fast. My network is slow. My network is slow. I'm gonna have to reboot it after I do this video. I'm gonna have to reboot, restart the thing. But I wanted to mention something like the caching, because you could do cache, you know, like temporary storage layer. You know, like what you use to hold the results of an expensive operation, like a data query. You could put that in the cache, and the sessions and stuff like that you could use, so that the next time that the same request comes in, the system can retrieve that answer instantly. Remember how we did that when we did the I got the sessions and stuff. And the user can request I would like to remember how you, the same thing when you request a page multiple times, your browser already starts to cache your thing, because it knows you're going to be calling it again because you called it a lot of times, right? So if you're doing queries of 10 tables, that means you have to recall that same website. So instead of going through that process, it'll go to the cache. So there it goes. Here's the web page, and let's just get it from there. Now, if you made changes and you try to call it back, it's going to call that same old one. So you need to clear the cache. So that's basically it. It's pretty simple. That's what an old one is. I'm going to give you more examples if I can find it, and then I'll put it down right here. So we can do. But you know something? On the next video, I'm gonna just before we go to the I don't know. Maybe we'll do the stack. We'll do the. I have to see how. I gotta get examples and stuff. Then I'll do that. Then I'll introduce maybe one more example of the array that I wanted to do. I thought I can't remember right now. What is it that I wanted to? Well, anyway, we're gonna do that on the next one. I'll show you. Okay, but we're gonna see if we go into the stack. Maybe the stack. Or maybe we'll go to the tree. Maybe the stack is easy. Tree is kind of easy. Yeah, maybe the tree will be a better deal. Then we'll go to the queue. We'll do that, and that's it. The queue one shouldn't be too hard. It's kind of sad, but and believe it or not, you're using arrays. I mean, it's just the way you're doing things. It's gonna be different. See if you can speed things up and stuff like that. It's the way you create your algorithm. The tree for me will be like more the harder one. Anyway, we reached the end. I'm gonna put all this stuff in the description below. It's just a simple thing. I'll have more writings on it. I'll add some stuff to it and all that, so that way you can have maybe some example. I'll put it there anyway, and then I'll explain it when I do the next video. Before we hit the, we'll do the stack. We'll do the stack because we need to do the stack. We need to do the queue. We need to do the tree. We need to do link the list. We need to do what's the other one? Well, I'm pretty sure there's other ones. Other ones like I can think of right now. But don't worry, we're gonna do that. And if you like the video, it was pretty simple. And if you understand this, it's okay. Take an example. Give me a like, subscribe, and if you want to give me a comment, because somebody was telling me that I should. See what I just did here, how I kind of comment things out and start to play around with it. This way I don't have to retype things and it takes longer. I might do that because that's what I was doing before, but a few times. But we'll do that again anyway, because that way I can just speed it up, the typing, Anyway, thank you very much. Hey, a good night.